I can say I'm truly excited to be here. I'm excited for another year of the best conference in the country, Pac-12 basketball. And I think last year I just said excited, but this year I'm truly excited. I think a lot of exciting things, and just happy to just bring these two wonderful young ladies here, and just really, really excited for what's coming in our league, in our conference.
Okay, so now we'll open it up for questions. Please remember to wait for a microphone and identify yourself, please.
Hi, Coach. Kevin Dana, Pac-12.com. Coach, you did a great job on the recruiting trail, having one of the top recruiting classes in the country. Kind of a two-part question. I want to ask you about the freshmen, what you expect from them this year, and then the transfers you have eligible this year, including Aarion, and kind of what they're going to bring to this team.
Okay, well, the first thing, the recruiting class, all the rankings, we don't pay attention to a lot of that, but my main thing was to recruit players that fit what we do and that just fit just everything that we're about. So getting Kate Reese was huge for us, the school's first McDonald's All-American, so that was really a big plus for us. But like, all of that doesn't mean anything until they actually come play and have to produce on the floor. But she's someone that I was really attracted to before because she's such a fierce competitor. So she was someone that was going to shift us culture-wise, and for me, culture is the most important thing. The other thing, in-state, it was very, very important for me as a head coach to be able to recruit in Arizona. There isn't a tremendous amount of talent, but when there is talent, we need to try to get it and keep it home. So Bryce was a really good addition for us and what we do, and she brought us that shooter and things that we didn't have. And then from Washington, Semaj Smith, also a really good competitive player with a chip on her shoulder that I had known since 7th grade. So I was really happy when I got her to come all the way to Arizona. Never thought she'd actually leave the state of Washington. And then to finish that class, we have Semaj Smith, who gave us a post presence. I actually knew her mom years ago from the WNBA and playing overseas, so there was a lot of connection there. So to get her, and she had all Pac-12 offers also. So for her to come to Arizona was another plus. I thought it'd be hard to get her out of LA. And then it was a loss for us to not get Valeria Trucco. She was a 5-star international kid that brought us just the ability to shoot the ball from the post position. So that hurt us, but I think that's what happens sometimes with international recruits. It just happens, and now it happens with domestic recruits. But so that kind of hurt our class, but I think what we have, the 4 freshmen, we're excited. There's definitely a difference in our freshmen last year versus this year, just as far as the group and the culture and everything. And some of that's because of the 3 players that I had sitting out. So Aari, one of those players sitting out last year, she was able to practice all year. So she was able to bring so much to the table just practicing. The bad thing about last year was every day in practice I got to see Aari, Titi, and Dom play and just kicks the butts of the team. And I was like, if you could only play. So that was kind of hard. But I'm just excited because they all grew. In the year that they were out, they all improved on their body. They improved their game. So to just add them this year. And the other thing that I noticed from the 3 of them that were sitting out is they're more hungry this year. So last year sitting out, they got to see things, they got to learn, they got to watch body language, they got to see how we faced adversity, and I think they all grew mentally from that. So I'm just excited they can play again because it changes a lot of things. And so not only do we have 4 freshmen, but we're inserting 3 transfers. So we're inserting 7 new players into our team this year, and that's a lot. So there's been a lot of work to do, but I'm excited to do it this year.
In the back here, Ben Parker from GoldenBearReport.com. I'm always curious to just know, this is for the players, just for Sam and Aarion, just talk about what areas of your game you most focused on this past summer to develop for this upcoming season. I'm always kind of curious to know what players are working on over the summer to get ready for the next season.
So this past summer, I worked on balance. So to be able to, like, somebody knock me over, make sure I don't fall. So balance was very important. Worked on my shot, and I worked on just being crafty, worked on moves, my position coach.
Yeah, I would say my ball handling this year, now that we have more posts and the transfers that came in, I don't have to battle so much down below. I can kind of step out more and show off my ball handling and shooting more often now.
Adia, Tammy Blackburn, how are you?
Hi.
Good. I wanted to talk about the speed of the game. We had just talked with Scott Ruick and his size right before this. the physical play. But I know that you are somebody who likes to mix in speed with size, and you guys generally put a lot of pressure on teams because of your speed. How much will the speed play a factor with the personnel that you have?
Well, last year we tried to put pressure, but it didn't really work. We just didn't have the depth on the personnel. But I think Aari changes that dynamic. So she's so athletic, so fast, and she does so many different things. So she allows us to extend our defense because of her ability. And Sam Thomas, she got a lot of deflections last year playing at the 5 and the 4. But I think just with the personnel, we can play a little bit faster. But not only playing faster, but being able to convert points. I'm not playing 80. We played 80 possessions last year, but we weren't efficient on scoring. So this year, trying to find ways to manufacture more points. So Aari will be the catalyst for that. And she just changes things, so she can extend pressure. She can pick the ball up. We didn't have a player last year that can pick the ball up full court, so we will do some of that. We won't have 40 minutes of full court basketball, but we will have more pressure. We'll have more ball pressure. We'll play a little bit faster, and we wouldn't be able to if we didn't have someone like Aari.
Hi, this is Bruce Pascal from the Arizona Daily Star. I was wondering for all you guys are picked 10th despite all the new talent you have coming in, and wondering how you feel about that. And is that frustrating in a league like this, which is so good that even if you improve, it may be incremental, or do you think you're maybe better than that?
For me, it didn't bother me at all because I've been an underdog my whole life. So for me, I like it. I don't mind where you're picked in the beginning. It just matters where you finish. But it didn't really surprise me. I didn't expect to be much higher. I thought 9th or 10th was probably about where we're going to be picked. I think because even though you have a lot of talent coming in, we're still young. And I think that our league is so competitive, and it's so much parity in the league. I think it's just hard. It is hard to go up 2 or 3 spots. So I think for us, we have goals, and we'll try to reach our goals. And I think that, we'll just do what we do every day. And I'm not going to pay attention to a lot of the rankings. I'm not going to hold our head high and, Kate's and McDonald's American, because the bottom line is we got to go out and prove it on the court. But I know that we're much better than last year. I know that we're going to be more competitive just because we have more depth. And I think that for us, it's just being the underdog is fine. I think it's actually more fun that way.
Hi, Adia. Joan
Oh,
Bombasini.
happy birthday.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Joan Bombasini, Pac-12 Network. So this is for all you, manufacturing points. Aarion, you sat out last year, and Sam, you played an awful lot as a freshman. Okay, you guys need more support, but Aarion, this is your first year. What are your expectations to put more points on the board? How is the team going to do that?
For me as a point guard, my first thought is to get my teammates involved and put them in successful positions. And then once I get them going, then I will tend to look for my shot.
Yeah. I would say obviously we have the transfers and then the freshman new talent coming in that can help score. And then personally for myself, I'm going to try and work on increasing my averages from last year just to always improve and help my team out because I know we got to get those points. So hopefully I can help out.
And I think one of the ways that Sam can really help, there was one game I remember clearly against USC last year, and she was shooting the 3 a lot, and I'm like, why don't you shoot the 3 more? So just having her more comfortable, and I think her being playing more of the 3 position this year, she'll have more open looks, but she's got to be a player for us that can knock down 3-point shots. And then Aari brings a scoring mentality, but also someone who can manufacture points defensively. She'll go up and get steals and take it, coast to coast. So I think that changes what we do. And Kate Reese, the freshman, she's super aggressive. Now, we'll have to work on the first few games, her not fouling out, but that's going to be a learning curve. It reminds me a lot of Katie Collier from Washington. But I think that competitive, fierce, just what she has in her, you can't teach. So I think that's going to be exciting. So playing more aggressive defensively is something that suits us better.
Okay, Aarion, so what are your personal goals for this year, for you personally? You have to sit out. It's hard to sit out and watch, right?
Yes.
Okay, so what, and you had a very good freshman year when you were at UW. So what are your personal goals for this season?
Just to become a vocal leader, because I know I struggled with that my freshman year. And I just want to just be that person, like, when the goings get tough, I just want to be that person that rallies my team through the storm and to put points on the board, to help my teammates in any way I can to get the win and to create havoc on the defensive end. I want to average probably like 6 steals a game, so hopefully I can do that.
That sounds good to me. I think we're hungry. We're hungry, and everything we're doing this year is competitive. And I think that just watching in the first week or just throughout the summer, we would kind of sit and wait for someone else to do it. So I said, well, okay, how can I bring this competitive nature out? Some of them had it, but they were honing it back a little bit. I think that making everything competitive, it's okay to beat each other up in practice. It's okay. Practice should make a game easy. So I would say hungry. I think that when they see that we're 10th, I think they're going to be upset, and that's what I want. So it's a daily process, but I don't look at the long term. We take it day by day. So the process of winning each day, and we talk about obstacles that come throughout the year, and obstacles are, lack of team chemistry or jealousness or not being fit, all those things. So we talk about not letting the obstacles get in our way. We count down the number of practices before the first game and all those little things, because to me it's just a daily process, and that's on and off the court. So it's not one ropes course, it's everyday things, small things that we do to get better. And I think we're just taking it day by day, and I think they're hungry, and I think it showed from the beginning. And I think that's a part of, I think it takes 4 or 5 years to really change a culture. But I saw from year 1 to year 2 to now year 3, it is a tremendous difference. And I think that's, for me, rewarding as a coach. And it's fun. It's fun to see that shift. It's not where it needs to be, but it's getting there. And I think that's exciting for me.
A big change for you on your staff, Sandy Smallwood, having you closer to home.
Yeah.
So how's the coaching staff coming together?
I think it's great. I think right now it's the best fit it's been. And I think what I like is that we're all former players. We all played at a high level or won at a high level. Morgan won 3 national championships. I've won a championship before. Salva's won three gold medals. So, and April's played in the WNBA. So I like that. I like the former player because I like someone that has been where the players want to go. That's valuable to me. And I think just the fit is perfect for us. And I think that's one of the hardest things as a head coach. Finding the fit of your staff, I think, is one of the hardest. And it doesn't seem like it, and people may say that. You don't realize it till you get there. And I think we just have a cohesive group now that gets it on the same page. We love what we're doing. Our most important team is our team. Recruiting will take care of itself, and we start doing what we need to do with our culture. So I think that everything's where it needs to be. And I think that usually takes a lot of time. I think a lot of head coaches will say that.
We have time for one more question if there is one.
Adia, this is your 3rd year.
Yeah.
Well, how have you changed, or what do you think you've learned the most now as a head coach?
I think one of the ways that I've changed is you can't let all the little things bother you, because literally you can be at work every day and be mad about 20 things a day. So I think it's just not letting or not being able to do every little thing, not saying yes to every single thing, and just learning that take it day by day, what's urgent and what's important. And those are in 2 different piles for me. And I think I've always valued my team is my most important team. And I really always remind myself of that, because, yes, I need to recruit, and I know we're good recruiters. And I know we're going to get the players in, but this is my most important team. I take care of them, and then you worry about the other stuff later, and people will come. When you have a great culture and you have a great team, it attracts other good players. So I think those things. And I don't think I understood in the beginning. I think when you're a first-time head coach, you think you want one thing, and you don't know what it is till you actually get there. So you think you want one thing with your staff. You think you want a certain identity. I think it shifts because you realize what you're dealing with and what you need. So the staff is one of the most important things, because I strongly feel that if you don't do it as a staff, you don't have the right culture, if you don't model it, your players aren't going to do it. And your players are going to value what you value. So that's why, to me, the staff was the most important thing.